First and 10 now, ball at the 35-yard line as the Legends are driving. The swing pass out to Johnson, makes one man, two men miss, and he's off. He cuts it upfield. Johnson gets a strip at the 5 and catches it in the end zone for the touchdown, Legends.
In week number 2 of the SAC, Northside continued to show offensive explosiveness, but it was Bishop Dwenger that passed the first test towards capturing the victory bell. And Northrop made it 2 in a row. Outside of the area, a pair of linebackers shined for the Bulldogs, as we saw some great defensive performances and a shootout at Wayne.
The Kelly Automotive Group is proud to sponsor the SummitCitySports Top 10 Players of the Week.
Coming in at number 10 is Northside quarterback Deuce Taylor. The Saints defense made the Legends one-dimensional, putting all kinds of pressure on the senior QB. Taylor still managed to find a way to pass for 328 yards with a touchdown.
And Deuce is going to run it in. That looks like 6 for Deuce Taylor from 1 yard out.
And added a rushing touchdown in the goal line offense. At the unveiling of the newly renovated Zollner Stadium, Concordia's Cam Vanderbosch was on a mission. The senior defensive back led the team with 7 tackles and had 2 tackles for a loss. The Cadets intercepted Homestead 4 times, and Vanderbosch had 2 of those, tipping the ball to himself and jumping this route. You remember Sean Collins? Well, he's a junior now, and he's still doing it. Wayne's running back duo comes in at number 8. Collins had 14 carries for 157 yards and a touchdown. That's an average of 11.2 yards per carry. Teammate Chris Thomas rushed 15 times for 137 yards with 2 touchdowns in the Generals' loss to Bishop Luers.
To the outside, touchdown.
The Knights had more of a balanced attack, and the battery of QB Carson Clark and running back Ramon Anderson takes the number 7 spot. Clark completed 14 of 21 passes for 165 yards with 2 touchdowns and also ran in a touchdown. Anderson rushed 15 times for 136 yards for an average of 9.1 yards per carry with 2 touchdowns.
Handoff, Anderson to the outside. Anderson, he's in.
Maddox goes for the slant. Off the hands and intercepted.
Homestead's defense is back and comes in at number 5. Sparty had 7 sacks on the night, one by Luke Palmer, who had a team-high 9 tackles. Ryan Burton had 5 tackles and 2 sacks. Andrew Beer had a team-high 3 sacks. Homestead had 1 interception and 3 fumble recoveries in the 7-0 win at Concordia.
Fumble on the handoff. Homestead ends up with it in the end.
New Haven is back on the list, and the linebacking duo of Dre Wright and Isaac Carswell come in at number 5. It's all about number 3 and number 10. They stay causing havoc in the backfield. The 2 combined for 20 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, and 1 fumble recovery.
Nowhere to run in a big stop for New Haven.
The Bulldogs rival Dwenger as the best linebacking core in the area. He's back. Northrop's Demarius Cowan comes in at number 4. Against the Archers, Cowan rushed 32 times for 209 yards with 3 touchdowns. The senior running back is nearly 200 yards ahead of Braden Hardwick as the rushing leader in the SAC. The Bruins are 2-0, and Cowan leads the conference with 42 points and 7 touchdowns.
Calling out the signal to his wide receivers. They've been hurry up all offense along the seam, right down the middle, and the score by number 2, Bowden Height from Jeffrey Becker.
It's the new rivalry, and Carroll handed Snyder its second straight 30-point loss, 42-12. And Jeffrey Becker again shined versus the Panthers. The junior QB threw for 364 yards, completing 13 of 29 passes with 3 touchdowns. And we know he can run. The best dual threat QB in the SAC ran 8 times for 75 yards and this touchdown.
He's got a ton of space to run it, and he is in. Jeffrey Becker using the legs.
The Carroll Chargers are in a three-way tie for first place. Bishop Dwenger just set the stage for a huge Week 5 matchup with Carroll. And setting the tone was senior running back / linebacker Devin Tittman. In the 27-14 win over Northside, Tittman let people know who runs the show. Tittman rushed 10 times for 57 yards with this touchdown.
Ball at the 2-yard line. The handoff goes to Devin Tittman. He led the team in touchdowns last year, and that's 6 for the senior RB, Devin Tittman.
On the defensive side, his 4 tackles, 2 sacks, and fumble recovery spoke volumes for the Saints, whose defensive front 7 terrorized the Legends. In the big game, Carroll's Jamison Coverstone picked an opportune moment to have the game of his life, and he's your Northeast Indiana Game Night Player of the Week. The junior receiver had 10 catches for 240 yards. QB Becker was finding the speedy Coverstone with the deep ball, and on this crossing route, he scores his first touchdown of the season. 240 yards receiving put him in the top 5 all-time at Carroll.
Wow, that is got to be a blown coverage there, Coach. I haven't got that wide open.
The Kelly Automotive Group would like to congratulate all the players that made this week's Summit City Sports Top 10 list. And good luck next week.
This week on Summit City Sports, North will travel to Carroll for a battle of 2 of the top quarterbacks in Northeast Indiana. Northrop travels to Wayne, looking to move its record to 3-0 for the first time since 1983. Bishop Dwenger will host Southside, also looking to stay undefeated. Concordia travels to Snyder, only having given up 7 points on the season. And Norwell travels to Leo in a highly anticipated matchup.